How do you make decisions that protect a player's long-term health, even when it might cost you in the short term?
Yeah, I think any injury or something that happens, we don't want to rush anything. Like that's the thing. We take Callie's word for her word, and we trust it to the nth degree. If it takes 2 or 3 weeks for a kid, it takes 2 or 3 weeks. We don't want to, bring him back too soon, where now all of a sudden, he's dealing with the same injury, not only this year, but then years beyond it, right? And maybe it's a shoulder, or it's an elbow, or it's a knee, or something to where they just can't move very well. You don't want to rush that back. Anybody that goes out of the lineup and comes back in is at 110%, not even 100 or 99 or 98. It's 110. There's no doubt in his mind as a player that he can get whatever he needs to get done that night, accomplished. It's more of that approach to wear and tear and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're not rushing anybody back to try and get our best guy out there. It's just part of this sport is making sure that guys can play a long time and not just for you right now. So that's our approach. We're very fortunate here to have a great ownership and front office staff that can put together a flight for us, right? And that kind of support is, at this level is huge. It was a different experience than you usually get at the junior level, but you still have those times as a team that outside the rink that help kind of continue to bond and bind everybody together. So they were happy that we were flying out of there and we got to meet their staff and hang out with them for a bit.
Okay, again, just before we get going here, we'll get a good skate in today, like nothing too crazy, but we'll add one little drill just to get the flight legs out of us. We didn't skate yesterday. And then just a reminder, guys, like we got an obligation, right? Our owner is unbelievable, takes care of us. Okay, that's a performance additive for us to fly and save our legs, so you got to make it count. All right, you guys all good there? Just real quick here, Tri-City Pre-Scout. Okay, so I'll just tell you guys this. The one thing they're a quick transition team.
It's a physically demanding league, you know. It's a hard league to play in. I think it's one of the more competitive, like, night in, night out leagues, especially defensively. Like, every team in this league is trying to take your time and space away as quickly as possible, and everybody's trying to showcase their level of physicality. I think, you know, in that sort of realm of the intensity of each game, plus the 60-plus game season that you play, you know, there's certain times in the year where habits kind of get away from kids, and their mindset maybe slips a little bit. But that's why they're here. This is a developmental league first, and they're here to develop not only as hockey players but as people.
Okay, this is your first year in this league. Is it what you expected?
Yeah, I would say so. I talked a lot with my dad and my agent before going into this season and move here. I know that it's going to be faster game. The passes, the shooting, everything is going to be faster. And, you know, also it's a smaller rink compared to Sweden. And I think that took the most time for me to get used to.
It's different, like there's way more fans, the culture is like way more involved. It's like more of a hockey culture here, and I really like that. Combining it with like great staff, great teammates, and good development, it's been even better than I expected.
You know, smaller rink, everything happens faster, but also like it's more physical here too.
Looking for their 14th win in just 16 games. Here's Burzkog, fires and scores! There's an injured Lumberjack in the neutral zone. It's Norringer shaken up. Callie Sitter's gonna come talk to him.
So yeah, we played Chicago, 1 minute and 1.5 minutes left of the third. The puck comes up to the blue line, and I see that I have a chance to like keep it in the zone. And then I see their defenseman coming, and I see that he want to hit me, so I'm just trying to escape it. So yeah, like half my body escaped it, but not my knee. And yeah, then I got hit.
You don't really know what to think. You're at first point obviously really scared. You want to know what happened. The second thing, you were like, who did this? You look around and you want to try to find the guy, because like you don't do that to our guy. But after that, you're just trying to be as close to Vic as possible. You're trying to take care of him and be emotionally there for him and support him, because you know, going through an injury is not easy, and especially for a guy like that, you know, you can feel that in the team.
You think you got it out here, though?
I think I got hit where the bruise is, but then...
That hurt at all?
Yeah. That's like the only place it hurt.
Still nothing out here.
My role is to kind of facilitate all of their medical needs, so that could be injuries, that could be illness, it could be mental health. It's a wide variety of things.
Alrighty, well, I have to keep it moving.
No dev ice looks like stuff.
No dev ice.
Bummer.
I get to provide daily, you know, treatment, taping, evaluations, rehab when necessary to kind of keep them on the ice and keep them going. Viktor sustained a lower body injury in our last few minutes of game versus Chicago. He honestly got pretty lucky. It could have been much worse because it was at one of our home games. We had our team doc there who was able to evaluate him within like 5 minutes of that injury happening.
She's really important, you know. She's amazing at her work. You know, she just like says, take your time and whatever you feel like, tell me. And she gave me some rehab exercises, and I was in the training room doing them. And we, talked like every day of how I'm feeling, if it feels better, if it's sore, and what I'm gonna do to, make it feel better.
I think this team specifically has had a lot of shoulder injuries throughout this season. It's just part of the, the contact sport and the way that they skate that kind of just makes them a little bit more susceptible to those types of injuries. Yeah, Melvin got hurt in our Fargo games. It wasn't really a hockey play.
The only moment like I kind of see in my head now is when I watch the video. Like from being there, I don't really have a memory and it kind of blacks out after that.
Melvin Novotny again. McCray, a heavy check. The official stays down somehow, and here we go. Thomas Maroon and McCray. Thomas Maroon takes him down, protecting his guy and having his back.
Yeah, I would say it was pretty tough to see, that the guy just grabbed him and threw him down the ice. But yeah, we had Toby who took care of him afterwards. Yeah, but it's not fun to see when your friend gets thrown like that. He's an important piece in our team and he has been playing really well.
Happens very quickly, you're there, you're playing a normal game, everything's good, and all of a sudden you're just on the ground and you can't move your arm, which is really scary, and I've never felt that kind of pain. I've never had that type of injury. You don't know what to think, to be honest, but I had great support there. Callie was there, my billets were there was doctors there, and they took good care of me, but in the moment you're very scared, that's for sure.
And we knew it was pretty bad, and so we sent him to be further evaluated and get some imaging done. He again too lucked out, not as severe as we originally thought it would have been. He will go through a phase where he is immobilized for a while to let the joint heal. Then you slowly work back in his upper body range of motion, working on the strength of that joint. He will always cosmetically look a little bit different from this injury. For him, the last things that will obviously be back will be contact, and it will be a while before he'll take some contact again. The mental aspect of that game may be a little bit tougher. You are taking a little bit more contact with the upper body in a game than you might be for your lower body. So that will be a mental hurdle that we'll work with him in getting over and making sure that he feels comfortable and prepared and strong to be on the ice again.
All of a sudden you're in the rehab room when they're out practicing, and where you miss out the team bonding and you miss out parts of the journey.
Just make sure you see where their bumper's at and get underneath his stick right away, create a battle from it, okay? Anticipation, our habits, our structure, that's what it's going to be tonight, fellas. Okay, if we can dictate things early and put them in odd situations where they don't know what to do or who to pass it to, it's going to be great for us. But again, they get it to the middle, they're just going to shoot. So let's be ready to get to the net front, pressure in all areas we can, hammer pucks down the ice, waste all the time in the world. All right, let's go. That's what we tried to preach, is just to stay connected as a group of five and be ready to be in your battles, be ready to win your battles, bring you a level of intensity and duration to win each battle. And I think that was the approach, and it's got to go back to the group and making sure that the group stays connected as five to feel like you're going to be able to take another step the next night.
1-0 lead for Tri-City. A short hit.
There's a lot of factors, but I think, you know, it's part of the maturity level of this game and how it helps you mature as a player and as a person. You know, you get on the road and it's go time. You kind of got to put your work boots on and really be ready to grind some games out, because that's what a road hockey game takes, really. And I think our guys are all learning in their own ways how they need to prepare for those games. And I know that, you know, the weekend in Tri-City, like that weekend's always a learning experience for everybody here. At the end of the day, we didn't do enough to put one in against them. We just didn't. And that's the reality of this game. That's the reality of this level in this league. It's a good league, and any weekend you're anywhere, you know, anybody can beat anybody.
The Jacks, for the first time in a long time, slide out of the top spot in the USHL. Their 7th loss of the season. That's it. 20-7 in the first half of the season. You can't really complain at that, but a lot of reflection to come during the holiday break for the Lumberjacks after a tough
It was a great learning experience for us, because, you know, that's never something you want to have happen, obviously, but it just gives you more internal fuel as a staff and as a team and as individuals to push to another level again for the next weekend.